Hello and welcome back to Overbooked. I'm Amanda and today we're going to be talking about my 2022 goals. So if you haven't already, I have reflected already on my 2021 goals. One could say maybe I failed, but I would say I just got through the year, okay? That's what I'm going to say. And I am proud of what I did, so that's fine. But now I'm looking forward. Looking forward to 2022. I think it's important to look back, but I also think sometimes it's good to just move forward. Look forward, can't go back now, you know? Let's talk about some of my 2022 goals. These are not as detailed as they were last year. They're not grouped into categories. There's not as many as them, and they're very general. It might be hard. Like sometimes I bring up these goals. Like I'll bring up a very general goal to Chandler and he's like, well, how do you know how can you track it? How can you tell if you succeeded or not? And I don't know. I think I'll just know. I don't care about tracking it. I don't care if there's not a metric to it. That's not I'm not a machine and I'm just here to try to get better. So that's the purpose of these goals. So my number one goal, I'm laughing, but it's hard. Okay. My number one goal in 2022 is to find a therapist and to really focus on my mental health. You know, I come from a family that has issues with mental health, and I know there are times that I struggle and I just power through. Just fun. Great. But I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that because when I am at my worst is not when I'm going through a low moment or when I'm, feeling anxious or something. I think I'm at my worst when I think that I can get over that moment by myself and I turn into something that I don't like. And I just don't like that person and I don't like how I handle those situations. And so I really want to learn how to handle that. Learn how to handle myself, learn how to handle some of my emotions, how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I have. I'm not going to try to diagnose myself. I do think that I have some problems with anxiety and I might deal with some seasonal depression. I get real sad in the wintertime. This sounds like all a big joke, but it is real. It is real. Oh my God. I also just have a very hard time talking about it and I want to be more open about it. I want to be more willing to communicate to probably number one, myself of what's going on, two, to my husband. And I want to just communicate out to the world. I don't want to hide what I'm feeling or what I'm going through. Because I think when you do that, everyone thinks that you're fine and they think that, you're okay. And they don't need to, not that they don't need to worry, not that people need to worry about me. Okay. It's just that sometimes it's okay, this is, maybe this is why Amanda doesn't want to hang out. Or this is, there doesn't always need to be this, I don't feel like I have to be on top of my game 24/7. I have bad days, and it's real. Everyone does. And I just want to be more open about it. And I know that's going to be really, really hard. It's been a really hard thing for my whole life to be open and communicate what I'm actually really feeling and why I'm feeling that way. And sometimes I don't really understand why I'm feeling that way. So hopefully my therapist will figure it out for me. All jokes aside though, I am excited. I'm nervous, anxious, but I think that it's good for me. And yeah, nothing else to say there. So my next goal is to attempt to journal more. I did have a therapist for a brief moment in time, but it was for a specific case. And she told me that she always tells all of her clients to journal. And I have heard that so many times, you should journal. And I've tried and super love it. But I think it would be a therapeutic or nice to just write down a lot of my thoughts. And I feel like I could understand more of what I'm thinking if I can read some, oh, what the heck? That's what I was thinking. Or I can read between the lines of what I'm writing. So what I'm kind of thinking about is maybe trying to find some journal prompts. I found some really great journal prompts to end the year to reflect. I haven't done them yet. It's starting off great. But I want to do that. I think some prompts will really help me because I don't know if I will be able to just sit down and write something, I think that it'll be nice to have some prompts to get started. So I think I'll try to find a handful and, you know, pick them out of a bag or something when I'm like, all right, I think I should journal tonight. I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really excited to maybe potentially use some of the very empty notebooks I have sitting around my apartment. So my next goal is to try to start investing outside of my 401k. I've really been curious about Ellevest forever. I would really like to look more into that. I would like to have something outside of my 401k. I really don't want to be working forever or worry about having to work forever. So yeah, I really want to be able to enjoy my retirement. And yeah, so I want to invest. I don't know. I think Ellevest might be a really great option for me. And I really want to look more into that. Is my goal to be invested into have some investment in Ellevest by the end of the year? No. And I don't mean this goal I'm fine, but I would like to try. So that's that. I did write down my next goal was to read 75 to 100 books. And then I just crossed it out because I think that goal or the Goodreads goal or whatever it is not doing me any favors. It's not helping me. It's almost making me more stressed. I talked about this in one of my other videos I just did. I don't remember what it was, but I think that I read a lot of books I don't really care about, and I know that I could DNF them, but because of that Goodreads goal, I'm like, I just wasted this much time reading this book, and now I just have to get through it so I have another completed book on my Goodreads. That's nonsense. I think I'm gonna give it up. I think I'm gonna give up the Goodreads goal. I was just talking to my friend of mine. She's like, just put it as 1, so then you can still get the badge. So I think, honestly, I am being completely serious. I think my Goodreads goal will be 1 in 2022. My goal is to read 1 book, which I know I'll get. And then after that, I'm just not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna try to keep up with like the Stacks Podcast book club, the Book of Sense book club, and probably the Girly Book Club because I'm gonna try to be in that again. But outside of that, I'm just gonna try to pick up books that I want to read, that I feel like reading, and you know, that's how it's gonna be. And if I don't get to a certain number, it's not gonna matter because I already hit my goal of 1. That is the goal. I'm giving it up. Should that be my thumbnail? Clickbait. I'm giving up my Goodreads goal. Maybe I'll talk about how it feels to give up the Goodreads goal next year because I'm sure it'll be nice. Another like very random goal that I didn't write down, but I'm trying to keep in the back of my mind is I would, and I always say this, I never do it, but I would like in 2022 to really just move everything off of Goodreads onto Storygraph and just use Storygraph. This is my thing. Amazon is a monster. And I have mixed feelings about it. Because 1, even though Amazon treats its employees like shit, it does provide income for those that work for them. So I don't want to take that income away. But I also understand that sometimes it's hard to avoid things like Amazon. Like they're never going to go away. And sometimes it is almost the most affordable and most convenient thing for me. But when I can avoid using it, I think I should. So like the other day, I needed to get a new top for my Hydro Flask, and I immediately went to Amazon, and I was like, why don't I just buy this directly from my Hydro Flask? Which it was more expensive, but I don't know. It was fine. At the end of the day, whatever. So I would really like to just try to give up Goodreads altogether and move over to Storygraph. I don't know if that's super possible yet, but I would like to start getting over there. So maybe I'll start tracking my reading in Storygraph in 2022. So I did have a goal on here. It was an arrow from reading 75 to 100, and I just want to cross this off too, is for BookTube and Instagram to have 500, Bookstagram and for my YouTube channel to get to 500 subscribers and followers. I kind of talked about this in like my last video where I was reflecting my goals. I don't really think that these metrics goals are helping me. I think they're stressing me out more than they're doing anything. So I don't really care. I'm just gonna keep posting videos. I'm gonna keep having fun until I just can't do it anymore. I truly don't have time, which is probably when I'm having a kid. I don't know. Maybe not even then. I'm just gonna keep doing it until it's really not fun. And for those of you watching, I'm extremely grateful for you. What is it? Why am I saying like I need more followers? I have people. I have people who watch me. I have people who comment on my videos, and I love it. I love it when you guys comment. I love when you watch, and that's that. So I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. And what I've found is that, especially with Instagram, I mainly just like kind of like browsing on there. I don't post a ton. I don't know. I'm not really there to be a super active participant. I'm just there to not creep people out. I'm just there to like creep other people's stuff. I don't know. It's not like, it is what it is. Maybe it'll blow up, maybe it won't. But I'm just kind of enjoying going through my stories and finding people that I can like laugh with and really connect with and give book recommendations from. So I don't know. That's what I'm gonna just keep doing, is keep enjoying it. My last goal is literally what I wrote, is to try to talk about shit. That's probably the most vague I can get. I really want to try to be less judgmental in 2022. I want to try to gossip less. And I also want to try to worry less about what people think of me. And if I'm having fun, if I'm liking what I'm doing, then it shouldn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's my life. It's not theirs. And also vice versa. Why do I care what somebody else does? What somebody else says? Do I really get what do I get out of talking about it? Nothing. So I want to give it up. I want to try to give it up. And that's that. And hopefully have much more peace of mind. I don't know. So that's that. Those are what I think I want to try to accomplish. Focus on. You know what? That's what I want to say instead. Not what I want to accomplish. These are the things I want to focus on 2022. If they happen, they happen. If they don't, they don't. That's that. Damn it. It's like a catchphrase now. Like I said, I'm looking forward to 2022. I think a lot more great things are going to happen. And I think that I'm just going to grow more as a person. Even if it's like an year, or if that's not as great, no matter what, I feel like we always are growing from every experience. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to what 2022 will teach me and how much I will grow from that. And that's all I can ask for. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you have a great 2022, that you have some great things that you want to focus on. And I will see you guys next time.